Hey, good morning, Tuna. How are you? Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's ever been here that early. I'm kind of a slow starter. Today I'm gonna really consider all the things people said in the Discord and try and figure out the best way to handle this. I like how everyone kind of gravitates toward a different idea. Which makes me think that actually no idea is the wrong idea. Oh, hey. I was just saying good morning. And I do want to read, let's see. I want to bring this conversation into view, but I want to do it in streamer mode so people's identities are hidden. So I think if I open the Discord app, it'll be in streamer mode. How are you doing? Good morning. Oh, Discord's being a jerk. It needs to be updated, but alright, so maybe I'll just read it off screen. Half your step count. You went for a morning stroll? So they've always said, the media has been a proponent of 10,000 steps, and then I read something the other day that really 5,000 is all you need. And that 10,000 is great. It's a great extra, but for general health, 5,000 is great too. Just do 5,000. And I think it's possible they said that just to get people outside and less intimidated by 4 miles, 2 miles. It's way less intimidating. There we go. Streamer mode has been enabled. Great. That means I could hide people's names. Wait, it's not doing it. It's definitely not in streamer mode. Everyone's name is fully visible. Maybe it's only... Nope, it's definitely showing. 5,000 probably 80% as good as... Right, yeah, that's probably the breakdown. It gets exponentially less effective the more you walk. 15, that just takes a long time, Walking, what is that, 6 miles? That takes like an hour and a half. It's a lot of time to be outside walking. Oh, snoring dog. So yeah, I'm going to read some of these ideas off, and I'm going to try and absorb them thoughtfully and figure out the best way to move forward. I think I know which way I'm going to go, but I'm going to read all these ideas. Kids' school's a mile round trip, so and start work late. Oh, then that's 5,000 just embedded into your daily life. That's perfect. Oh, no, 1 mile round trip. Okay, so it's a good start. Yeah, my wife and I, we have to force ourselves to just go on walks because LA is like a driving city, and if you want to walk somewhere, it's probably too far, or you hit a weird neighborhood. Thankfully, we live in a good neighborhood where we can walk around, but we just have to okay, let's go for a walk. Let's get some exercise. So, excuse me. That's kind of annoying. I miss being in a city, and I hope to be back in a city very soon. Hint, hint. All right, so I am figuring out how these guests should arrive, and I proposed, should you get a letter, like what I have on the screen right now, and you basically get a check or an X, and you have to decide right then and there. Or do you let the letter sit in your mailbox and you wait and give an expiration date, and then I don't need a separate GUI. Do I receive the letter, don't respond to it, and then populate a GUI, or maybe the email says, or the letter says, call me back. And then there's a phone in the game. And then the phone shows a special GUI of all the NPCs you can call. And you can call that group back whenever you want. Maybe there's an expiration date. Like, you get 10 days to prep your inn. So that's option number 2. Option number 3. Should the guests show up when you have all the necessary requirements without any warning? I do not like that. But Yanny Boy said he actually liked that idea, and that would have been his guess before even reading it. Which is interesting, because that seems... What if they show up and you just don't want to deal with them? I don't know. I feel like it's a little intrusive. It's kind of like millennials and phone calls. We don't want them. We'll call you, or just text. So I feel like the guest showing up is too aggressive. So some people had some alternate ideas. So Computer says option A would create tension, which I crave, which is interesting. I do not crave tension in video games, especially cozy games, and I think he recognizes that. I will say that having potential guests with specific needs just sit around and wait for you rather than choosing another location seems a bit odd. And it does. Narratively and realistically, guests don't ask inns for, please, can we just have any day in the next 10 days? Like, that's weird. But it's a video game, and I've seen weirder things in video games that don't make any sense. So I think I'm okay with that. Maybe you can find an interesting, less direct way of framing it, gameplay-wise. So Seabass and you kind of focused in on this idea that the player throws events and attracts guests. So, like, the player throws a D&D tournament and attracts random guests. I really like this idea because I actually don't need to design the groups. I could just pick 3 random guests that have visited before, and they show up and you learn they're a D&D fanatic. Or they show up and you realize they're all friends with this person who's having a wedding. And that can be really interesting. I just don't know how to implement that into the structure of all the systems I have. So I have a calendar system. It could just be like each calendar, maybe you get event tokens or something. Like, you just get an event, you unlock an event, like, hey, you've built this kind of stuff, you can throw this event, and then you just click your calendar on a day, and it gives you the option to add an event, and it forces guests to show up. Okay, so I love that idea. I love that idea, and I do like the designing certain groups and getting a letter in the mail. It's possible I implement both. You mentioned something about a honeymoon suite. Group could reach out and introduce the UI. Oh, okay. ¿Por qué no los dos? Yeah. Dos. Sí, oui, sí. Yeah. Hai. I'm gonna speak Japanese now because that's what I'm learning. Hai. Ichi. No, ni. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do both in a way. And I'm gonna add. So I'm gonna add this system. I guess I'm gonna have to add a whole new system of like unlocking events, and you throw these events, and maybe they're on a cooldown. So like you could throw them once a month or once a week. Maybe you could throw an event once a week, and you just put it on the calendar, and people show up. And maybe you need a certain amount of advertising reach to do that event. Maybe you need to be a certain level, and maybe you unlock that event when you build the right decorations. All right, this is we're gonna have to write this down. As I said in my original post, always write it down. So this is really great and helpful. Let me just move down here. So, Nick the Nini. Month. Great. Good morning. We're figuring this out. It's all swirling right now. It's getting there. So, little refactor. We want to unlock specific events. That is what we need to do, right? The goal. And how you interact with this, how you set these up. You click on your calendar. You set the event in your calendar. How to trigger. Okay. How to receive. So how do we get these events? Options could be an NPC suggests them to you. Your PR consultant NPC. PR consultant NPC. So I have this photo system. And maybe you take photos. So I had this idea that you take photos of your decorations and you give them to your PR consultant NPC. And they, behind the scenes, upload to a fake social media site. And that tells the world that you have this decoration now. It's like a narrative. It's a narrative thing to A, make the player do something, and B, get guests to understand that you have these decorations, and now you've unlocked those characters who like those decorations, and then they will visit. So the same system can be parallel, and the PR consultant could come up with these ideas, like when you have these certain decorations. Maybe they're like, I have this great idea. Why don't you throw a D&D party? Why don't you throw a D&D event? And then they give you a quest to build the required decorations on your property and take a picture of them. And that's the quest. And once you complete the quest, you get the event. And when you get the event, you put it on your calendar. Okay. I think I like that. Take photos. So first, the order of operations is 1. Unlocking events behind the PR person kind of helps separate concerns from the cozy building crowd and the in-depth Innkeeper-Sim people. What do you mean by that exactly? Are you suggesting that that's a good thing, or are you suggesting that that's a bad thing? Okay, so I think it's a good thing. Yeah, right? Okay. Nice. So the order of operations would be, first you hire the PR guest, or the PR person. That's already happened. So the PR, a quest is activated, right? A group event quest is grantable. You receive the quest from the PR agent to photograph different decorations required for the group event. And then receive, receive group event as quest reward for, and then populate calendar day with event. Make sure to check that it's not too soon or in the past. And then guests arrive. And then wait for the guests. Okay, so this Seems good. It's a lot of extra work, but I think it's more work for me, less work for the player, and fits narratively, and it's kind of cute, you know. I've been waiting to build this PR consultant person, and I'm thinking it's like, so there's a character that's like one of the character's daughters. I think, what's her name? Ruby. I don't think Ruby has a job yet. So Ruby is basically going to be like the quintessential young social media light. Well, I don't know what they're called. Just very savvy when it comes to social media. And you're going to consult her, and she is going to do this for you. Oh, that's funny. So it looks like... Oh, never mind. Anyway, so this is going to work. And so now the question is, do I implement all this stuff, or do I skip ahead, just activate a group and get that working first? Because this is like twofold now. Now I need the whole system to get the event going, and then the whole system of the event, because that's another beast. It's a whole nother beast. I do like this though, because I could just pick 2 random guests that haven't visited in a while. Like, basically just work from the bottom up of my list of recently visited guests. Just grab them. They visit. Boom. So simple. Yeah. Please don't grab guests. Mike Lombardo. Good morning. Coming out swinging with those jokes. I love it. How are you? So you ate some pancakes this morning? Ooh, love me some pancakes. I've been making pancakes a lot recently. I found this gluten-free pancake mix because, you know, my wife's gluten-free. And it's just add water. It's literally, you put in the dust, the pancake mix, put in some water, and it makes delicious pancakes. Didn't hate it? No. I like to put peanut butter and jelly on a pancake, and then the other one I like to put maple syrup. Best of all worlds. Curdy Bear. So does Denny's. The dust, yes. The pancake dust. I forgot pancake mix. Yeah, my brain. My language skills are just degrading at a rapid pace. I am struggling when it comes to the English language. All languages. All right, so I don't know how long you've been here, but there was quite the discussion about what we were implementing last time, which was these group events. And I got some suggestions from some members of the Game Dev Field Guide community, which were wonderful. And we're going to switch gears a little bit and implement those ideas. Thursday is hot lunch for the kid. He ordered pancakes like a week ago. We woke up this morning and decided to make pancakes, and we only remembered it was pancakes to the end of it. Double pancakes! That's amazing. But wait, why would the school give pancakes for lunch? That's weird. He's so excited. Oh man. Only as an adult do you get anxiety from eating the same thing twice in one day, or even twice in like multiple days. No, I can't have a burger today. I had a burger yesterday. Like, that bothers me. I guess when you're a kid, yay, double burgers, double pancakes. That's amazing. All right. I want to see where we left off. Where did I actually leave off? I had 3 burgers in Paris. That's okay. You're on vacation. When I went to Italy, I was there for 11 days, and I had 12 bowls of pasta. There was a day when I had pasta for lunch and pasta for dinner. Three Burgers in Paris is my favorite rom-com. Me Not Emily in Paris? When I hear Emily in Paris, I just think of Emily Gilmore in Paris. I want to watch that show. I want to watch the Emily Gilmore in Paris show, not this new obnoxious Emily in Paris. Where every episode ends in like an Instagram post that goes viral. And yay, we did it! Don't worry, Europeans eat pasta every day and it's fine. It's all natural. It's all natural. We went to Hard Rock Cafe in Florence. Okay, that's unacceptable, Kurt. Unacceptable. I used to get a burrito for lunch on Friday sometimes. That was the size of my forearm. Eat a third for lunch, a third for dinner, and a third for breakfast the next morning. That's great. Bro, I would binge 15 seasons of Emily Gilmore in Paris. Bro, seriously. Bro, Emily Gilmore in Paris, bro. That is the strangest thing to be broing out about. But I love it. I love it. I reached it. So I've been trying to like do a little bit of marketing. I made a Reddit post that did very well. I was like, oh, you know what? Let me go to the Gilmore Girls subreddit and let me post there. But before I did that, I wanted to like message the mods to see if they would allow it. Because I didn't want to just come in guns a-blazing. Hey, look at the trailer in my game. It's it's inspired by Gilmore Girls. So I very politely asked the mods, and they are reviewing my request, and they will get back to me. I am a little heartbroken, though. So Wholesome Games, they're an amazing community. They like sponsor in different ways these different games. I think sometimes financially and sometimes just with, just by absorbing them into their group. And they opened up this forum for devs to post, behind the scenes dev updates, and it was just open to anyone. So I asked them like, hey, can I have a spot in your forum, post dev updates? And they actually declined me because I'm not an active enough member in their community. And I've been trying for a couple of months really to be active in their community. It's just, they're just really big and really chatty and really friendly, and it's a little intimidating to me to just like jump into all like the aggressive love. And it's like, yeah, love. It's really hard for me, and I mean, I do appreciate their community, and I kind of lurk. I just kind of read what people say. I don't communicate much, but I gotta communicate more. Gotta communicate more for them to accept me. That's okay. I get it. I'm not mad. But rejection stings sometimes. Godo is sitting next to me. Does anyone have any questions for him? Yeah, I do actually have a question for him. Is he gonna join on his phone? Please. So yeah, let's get going. I think I'm gonna skip all of the the preamble to receiving the quest for now, and I'm just gonna trigger the quest, trigger a group and see what happens. So let's pick up where we left off. All right, where did we leave off? I kind of remember being able to trigger it. I remember being able to offer it. I made a button to offer the quest, and I don't think I made. I don't think I made any implementation of it. My gosh, how incredibly boring. Oh, thanks, Gonzi. Thanks for being here. Ugh. Let's just play it and see what happens. Oh, I didn't even check my wish list today. Wow. Another day where I just didn't even check. That's good. That's good. It's leaving my brain, but I have to check. How many wish lists did I get yesterday? Uh-oh. 6. I got 6. That's not so bad. All right. So I'm pretty sure I had it showing up in the mailbox. Oh, this mailbox gets filled up with this nonsense mail. So, huzzah! Me and my mates are looking for a place. So, alright. I'm gonna skip all this. I'm just gonna accept it. I'm gonna accept the quest. I have an accept button here, and I don't know where it came from. Where did it come from? Yeah, Pep doesn't trigger the fence to open. I could do that. Let's see. I forget how it opens. I think it's just a tag. NPC. Basic. No. Guest NPC? Guest generic? Guest generic. How is that triggered? I think it's just this NPC tag. And Corgi. Corgi pet. I think if I just make this NPC, I think that'll just make it trigger now. It's got a capsule collider. Okay. A little diversion. Alright. Don't use mates. It's too United Empire centric. Please use dude or bro. No. No dude. No, I'm sure I'll have a dude or bro character in there somewhere. Oh my gosh, incredibly boring. Because Gonzo paid real money to subscribe and not Prime sub, Mike. Wait, what? I didn't pay for sheet. No, Gonzo did a Prime sub. So where's this accept button coming from? The guest group system. I made a button. Trigger init method. Oh, so okay, so that button. Okay, that button is what allows the letter to be sent. So I actually want to activate it. And to activate a guest group, we need to. So accept guest group. Okay, here it is. So I need to basically, I need to throw this one. We're gonna ignore that for now. And guest groups. So we want to accept. We want to accept this guest group. And we need to throw the calendar event. And then devise a trigger to check and see every day if those guests should arrive. Which I can just do that in this group system. We're already getting events for the day. Just every day, check. Okay, it's time for these guests to show up. Okay. And they shouldn't show up until a little later because, you know, you want... There might be guests that are leaving that day and you're prepared for them to leave. And when they leave, they open up the room. So, oh, I just realized my calendar system, like on the calendar, it doesn't show properly like that a guest is leaving and there's this room for someone to stay in that room. It kind of just like stacks them on top of each other, even though they both can use the same room. So I need to fix that visually. Let me just throw that on the list before. So I need to fix calendar visuals so that someone's last day and someone's first day can be in the same slot. That's going to be a tough one. Okay. So let's throw a calendar event. And to throw a calendar event, I need to calendar event.trigger. An event type. So the event type is register savable, register persistent. Ooh, it's a new thing. I guess I want to register savable. I want to register savable per NPC. Oh, wait a minute. So, okay. So here's the thing. If I do this whole other system, I don't think I want to register the guests. I just want to pop a little icon down that says, this is the day I'm having this event. So maybe I just need to... Okay, I know what I should do. So I'm going to register savable. And then the event display. New event display. So the display type is going to be it's going to be a guest stay. The start day is the... Ooh, yeah, I don't know when the start day is. I'll just say today. I'll just say tomorrow for now. Guy over here spreading lies. Oh, God. Guys, are you fighting in my chat? Please don't fight in my chat. It's very off-putting. Please don't do that. Look at the two ones fighting over me. Your literal fantasy. I'm fighting over Mike. You both are. It's nice. We really aren't. All I said was Kurt was a buffalo liar and that I didn't pay. In no means does that mean I'm fighting for you. Off-putting. Yeah, please don't be off-putting. Why doesn't it accept that that's the guest day? Okay, so let's just say it's current day. So time system dot instance dot get day. Get day in future. 2 days. 1 day in the future. 2 days. Nah, yeah, 1 day in the future. We'll get 1 day in the future, and then time system dot instance dot get day in future. And then it's so it's 1 plus the guest quest dot stay length, and then oh, that's why it's confused, because this is supposed to be the string of the NPC name. So it's actually going to be so here, instead of giving an NPC name, I could just say like the event name. I'll just say the event name. So quest dot event display name? Okay. Okay, and then what's the last thing I need? Oh. And then I need a title, description, and date, which I will leave null for now. Ooh, that's too long. Let's break that up. So int start day equals. I hate long functions like this. Int end day equals. Okay, that's better. And first of all, good morning everyone who's here. I really appreciate you hanging out. For any of you that is just stumbled in here and has no idea where they are, no idea who I am, I'm Andrew. I am the creator of Alpine Lake. I'm working on an Innkeeper-Sim, life sim game. You know, it's cozy vibes here, low stress, but still fun and engaging, hopefully. You know, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. How are you all doing today? It is a Thursday morning. It's kind of nice out. It's getting fall. I love fall. I hate summer. It's getting crisp. I walked headfirst into a spider web this morning. It's spider season in LA, and I hate spider season in LA. Did you know that there is a spider season in LA where for about 5 months, spiders will literally web the entire city? And I have a balcony that's very skinny, and spiders love to hang out on my balcony because it protects them when it rains, and there's a lot of moths around the lamp, so it looks like it's a 1,000-year-old ancient balcony because of all the cobwebs. And sometimes the spiders get very industrious, and they literally build a web across the entire length or width of the balcony. And when I go out to walk Pep, if I'm not paying attention and it's dark out, like at 6 o'clock in the morning and the light's off already, but the sun's not up yet, I'll just walk face first into the biggest freaking web. And the spiders are not small. They're like a solid 2 inches long, which 2 inches doesn't sound like a lot, but just look at a ruler. Imagine you saw a spider that was 2 inches and you walked into its web. There have been times when I am laying on the couch and I move and I see a spider that I accidentally laid on because it got attached to my clothing from outside and I laid on it. 2 days ago, I walked into the house and I went to turn the light off and there was a spider dangling from my arm trying to escape on a web as I'm like flicking the light switch to come inside. They are so aggressive and it drives me nuts. It's the 21st night of September. Hells yeah, it is. Real matcha tea type of vibes in here. Ooh, you like matcha tea? I drink a lot of matcha. All right, so where were we? I got distracted by the spiders. Oh, those dang spiders. Anyway. So we have the calendar events. Let's just test it. Let's just see if the calendar events work. So, we want to do this for the amount of guests. Quest.npcs.count. We just want to put in a little slot for as many guests are going to show up. He didn't get the reference that I told you this morning, and you stole it from me, and didn't give me credit, Merker. What are you talking about? You're being inappropriate. Are you making weird inside jokes that literally nobody would get, and making me say them out loud? Oh, you guys are too. Stop doing inside jokes. Nobody wants inside jokes right here. Yeah, don't discuss private text between the two of you. All right, let's see. Let's see if these calendar events will just get thrown. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Is that from a movie? Is that a movie quote? All right, so right now my calendar is... It's got a bunch of stuff. Let's clear the events. Calendar should be empty now. Yep, empty. So if I accept, boom. Okay. So we have 2 players. It's from Flubber. First of all, I've seen Flubber many times. Second of all, I don't remember a single line from Flubber. 2 guests staying, so V&V players. That's great. And I'm just now realizing that I feel like I know how to solve that problem where end of days and beginning of days overlap, and I think I want the containers to be like on the half day. So the night is the container. All right. Something to do later. Oh, my mom just texted me a picture of my old dog. This is the dog I had growing up. He was a psychotic poodle named Fred. Oof. I loved him dearly, and I loved poodles at the time. But now that I think about it, this dog was very poorly trained and was kind of psychotic. That poor dog. All right, so we have that showing up properly. So now we need a way to have the events have the NPC spawn. That should be pretty easy. So let's say I'll just do it here in the guest group system. So we accept the guest group and we private void spawn active guest groups. And I'll just do a whole check. I'll just check every guest group, see if it's active, and then. So I have offered, and then I need active. Public bool active. And so when you accept it, it goes active. Okay, I don't like this is called quest. It's a remnant from the thing I duplicated. Guest group equals true. My friend Gonzalo has a poodle. No, he doesn't. Liar. So let's just for each guest group in guest groups if sheets.group equals active. Oh, no, dot active equals true. So if the group is active, we want to spawn guests. And to spawn guests, we need to... What do we need to do? We need to go to the spawn guest system and tell them to spawn the guests. Let's see. Where is my guest system? Spawn guest system. Here we go. Now, does this take outside? So this is a completely independent script that doesn't really function generically. Like, it doesn't play well with other scripts. It just does its own thing. So do I want to make it be more generic and outward facing, or do I want it to just do its own thing? And I think I want to make it its own. I think I want to make it generic, actually. I want to actually refactor this to work and be friendly and do a lot of things. Because right now all it does is it just has a list of guests in an array. And each guest has a weight on how what the likelihood is it should spawn. And then I kind of spawn them at random. Do I spawn them at random? I do not spawn them at random, but they get added to the queue, and then when they are spawned, they go to the bottom of the queue. And now here's a conundrum. I have to always make sure that a guest isn't already staying at the inn. Oh no, that's annoying. Maybe that's like totally a reason to just only do the event system where it's random guests. And so for now, instead of having specific guests, I'm going to have random guests. It's just going to try and spawn 2. So try spawn. So this technically does it every frame, or every time tick, which is like once every 5 seconds. Oh, this is so complicated. So complicated. So to spawn a guest, I need to check the spawn conditions. I need to retrieve their savable prefab. I need to get their NPC navigation. I need to warp them to the spawn location, remove them from the spawn queue, And then this, where does the spawn queue get populated? Load queue. Where do I load the queue? On the start and at the start of the day. And oh, actually, so it looks like I don't. Oh, so I remove them from the queue, and then anyone not in the queue at the start of the next day gets added to the bottom of the queue. So that is kind of what I do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to grab from. So the safest thing is to grab from the bottom of the queue. But then those guests have just been there. Like, that doesn't make sense either. It should be like the next guests in the queue. All right, it'll be the next guests in the queue. But I don't want to check spawn conditions because I need to force them. So it should be the next however many guests are successful. This does return a bool, so I could run this until it ticks success the amount of times. We have too many guests loaded. Don't load more. Total guests loaded equals bedroom count. This actually never, this does not work. I have 4 guest rooms and there's always 100 guests running around. So this does not function. Wait, get total loaded guests. Does that do anything? Spawned NPCs. Oh, because spawned NPCs is basic guests too. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. I am finding weirdness here. Let's just make this good old singleton. Public static spawn guest system. We're gonna make this an outward facing system now. And it's gonna be great. If this okay. So now I can call this from elsewhere. And so this try spawn. Gonna make this public. It's gonna be the first outward facing system. And I'm actually gonna disable all other spawning. So I don't want. So the next spawn time is greater than, oh, okay. So I'm gonna disable this for now. So the only guests that will ever spawn are the guests in our group system. And if spawn guest system dot instance dot try spawn. So this is just going to spawn the next guest. It's totally random. It does not matter. The fact that I have an array of specific guests is irrelevant now. I only use count. And so if they're active, I want to for each. So int successes. So if we're successful, we successes +1. We need for each, just for int x equals 0. This is less than group.count. Length. No. Group.npcs.count. Length, oh god, I always forget which is which, count or length. And then x plus plus. If guests, or I can do that here. So if successes How do you spell successes? Is greater than or equal to group.npcs. Did I spell that right then? Yeah. Dot length, then break. Break from the for loop and just move on with your life. And then also sheets.active equals false. So we want to deactivate this. It is. Thanks, Ganzi. I appreciate the phonetic nature of your text, but no, banned. All right, so we want to do this on the morning of every day. So if e.event type equals day tick event type dot start of day. I guess I should have used the word genders. Huh? Oh, I get it now. All right. So actually, I think I need to do this on a time tick because I need to know what time it is. It needs to be at a certain time. That's annoying. All right, so now we're going to do this every time tick. But only at a certain time. So we want to do this at like 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. because at 10 a.m. I think all guests have woken up by then and have left if they are going to leave. So, or maybe, no, we'll do it at 11. We'll just be safe. So at 11 o'clock, if we'll just do a quick little dirty bool, private bool, checked group attempted group event spawn. That's a terrible name, but it's the name we got. If we have not, actually if we have already, just return. Okay. So if we've already checked, we return. At the start of the day, we reset that, and then we see basically spawn active guest groups. You just do that at a certain time. So if e.time_date dot get time, get relative hour in day. So at 11, which is 10, let's just say noon. So at 11 is noon, right? Yeah. Oh, oops. If it's 11, we spawn it. Okay, cool. So at noon, we're going to check to see if there's any guest groups that want to show up and spawn them all. That should be everything. And we have no other things spawning guests. Let's check it out. And this does it if we've offered. So, okay, let's actually take a step back. There's a lot of bools, a lot of checking. So here we want to say attempted equals true. Or we want to say if it's greater than or equal to 11, because, I don't know, what if something funky happens and this doesn't get called? What if 11 o'clock never comes, or 12 o'clock never comes? Alright, so let's work backwards. So time tick event, spawn active guest group. So will this actually work? Do I ever set this to true? I do. I set this to true when I accept the guest group. And I accept the guest group with this button. Great. That is all the necessary chain of events that needs to occur for this to happen. Also, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Andrew. I'm working on a game called Alpine Lake. Wishlist that thing if you want. Hells yeah, Gonzi. Thank you. Here's the Steam page, you know? Here's the trailer. Maybe I'll play the trailer. Why not? While Unity compiles, because it takes so long. If you feel like wishlisting, that would be appreciated. It's an Innkeeper-Sim, life sim game, very cozy. Been working on it for about 3 years. You get to design your own inn from scratch, heavily inspired by The Sims. Mike, are you kidding me? You can farm. What life sim game doesn't have farming nowadays? I feel like I want to update this trailer already, and I just made it like a month ago. I redesigned what all this like foliage clutter looks like, and it looks way better now. It's like really sharp and sticks out a lot. Anyway, that's the game. And right now we're working on a system for groups of guests to come to your inn and enjoy an event, a special event. And right now we're testing the Dungeons and Dragon players. They want to come and they want to play Dungeons and Dragons at your inn. So you need to set up a whole system for them to come and enjoy themselves. So it looks like I already activated that that event. I wonder if it's offered already. It's possible they'll just show up tomorrow. This might work. Let's see. I don't know how is it 1 a.m. I thought I fixed that bug. Oh, damn it. All right, so at noon they should show up. I'm gonna go to their spawn point. I gotta move the spawn point eventually, but they spawn right here. So when the clock strikes noon, we should see them pop into play. Ready? It didn't work. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? All right, let's throw some debugs. What kind of coder am I? I just thought it would work. What a psycho. So first, let's see if we've accepted any. We've already accepted it, and we've already done all this. It's possible I added this later. Let's just see if we ever get here. Print. Do we get here? Spawn active guest groups. What about here? This is the way I debug. I just say random things like, hey, am I here yet? Hey, did I reach this? Accept that thing. And finally, we'll go here. We'll go to the actual place where they get spawned, which is try spawn. And it's possible this isn't functioning because of like other things, like start spawn. Let's just make sure in the loop, and then success. If we got here, we know we succeeded. All right, that should be everything. Now, what are we missing? Where does it break? SmackDown will officially be moving back to the USA Network. Where is it now? Do they have their own network that nobody's paying for? Let's clear the events. Let's accept it again, just in case. Accept that thing. Do we get here? What about here? I forget which that is. So spawn active guest groups. Huh. Oh, okay. Interesting. I think I did this in a very unsafe way. Because I'm not even checking if it's the right start date. I just say like, hey, if it's active, do it. No, so let me just fast forward a couple of days. So it's getting what about here? And then this is never working. Like, it must not be active. I think I need to display all this sheet information, which I could do here. I do this already in the NPC system. How convenient. Where's my ungui? Here it is. Guest group system. So this is now a guest group sheet. So I want to show guest group name. I'll just I want to see if we've activated. So active. And then I want to see if we're offered. And let's just stick with that. So active is the value dot active, and then the offered is the value, and that's it. Okay, so that should show me all of the information inside of the dictionary. Is there a better way to do this? Hey, coders out there. The only way I ever am able to debug the literal information in my dictionaries is if I display it or print it, you know. So I have this little for loop that just throws stuff on the screen of all my values. Is there a better way? Like, how do you debug dictionaries? Please. I'm asking for a friend, and that friend is me, because I am my own friend. Debug mode and use watches. Wait, but I don't Unity very good. What's a watches? Is that a thing? I don't know what a watches is. You should be able to attach VS as a Unity debugger. Oh, you can. Yeah, I've never used a breakpoint before. I'm not that skilled as a programmer. But so I'm assuming there's a thing called watches in Visual Studio that allows you to do that sort of thing. It might actually be easier to just use this thing. So VNV players, active equals false, offered equals false. So if I hit accept that thing. It's not offering. Interesting. Why? Okay, so we did not accept that thing. We throw the calendar events, and then guest group.active equals true. It's not like, oh, wait a minute. That's because I need to set the sheet guest group, because there's a .active in the entity. Sheet does not exist in the current context. Liar. Oh, it's sheets. Okay. That's better. Sheets.active. But why is offered not getting true? I guess I don't care about offered because I'm just skipping that. With the button is skipping the offered thing. Offered is just to throw it in the back of a queue later. Okay, this should work. Oh my god, I don't have any music. That makes me uncomfortable. I'm sorry. How boring just to listen to my own voice. You're here for the music, right? Alright, so offered false, active false, except it's still false. Why? Why? Debug dictionary? Really? You could just debug dictionary. Well, now I just gotta see if that works. Accept quest. So if when I hit this button, debug sheets? I'm saying, oh, write a method that does that. Oh, so to like make something generic so I don't have to like do this all the time. Okay, that's smart. Yeah. I should make that. I should have. I don't have any like specific debug tools. I just kind of play the game with some. I activate buttons sometimes, but I don't have like a true debug menu. I think I need to make a true debug menu. All right. So why isn't this activating? So accept the quest. Accept that thing. Right. Accept that thing is getting called. Accept that thing. Why isn't this ever going true? Is it because somewhere it's going false? So I set it to false here, but immediately go false. Like this should have spawned 3 guests. Like that's the only place it would go false. Huh. This is very, very, very strange. It's gonna be something so stupid. It always is. So stupid. Nothing breaks from here. This should finish the entire thing. Am I looking at the right thing? So key display name value. Yeah, the value is the sheet. The value is the sheet. The key is the scriptable object, which I don't want to change active. That is something... Oh, that's actually really silly. So I bet changing that was kind of messed up the scriptable object. You never want to change those values on scriptable objects. Although its active checkbox shouldn't do anything. I don't actually use it. Shouldn't matter. Just make sure it's on. DnD guest group. So it is active still. That's fine. Okay. Key. Active. This is a little sad. So what I'm gonna do now is equals false. The only things I set to false here. So I'm gonna actually, let's see if this is getting called. I doubt it. I highly, highly, highly doubt it, but let's just see. Maybe it is, and I'm like doing something wrong. Like the spawn is just failing in a place that I'm not debugging. Except that thing. Yeah, it's like, am I getting here? What about here? Are we getting there? Are we getting after we set it to true? Oh my god, it's already 8. Not a successful day. This is that's a lot of thought. We are getting here. Set the, oh, it is true. Wait, what? Oh, why? I must have hit play before I let it compile, and okay. Yeah, wait, here they are. They spawned. It worked. What the heck? So they, okay, so, oh, did he? He did. Yeah. I knew it was just a little tag. Okay. Step 1, we got the guests arriving. Now, part of the problem is Dale. Dale is a special quest guest. He is not a regular yet. So I need to separate the guests that are required for certain narrative purposes out of the generic spawn queue. The guest spawning system is a beast that of dependencies and intricacies that is gonna break my brain. Because right now it's just been like everybody in a line, and then one in, add to the bottom. But now it's like, okay, maybe I need 2 lines. I need 2 queues, or I need multiple queues. I need like group event queue, generic queue, quest queue, and I need to move them around, and they can't ever be in 2 places. So I activate a quest, I take them out of the generic queue, I put them in the quest queue. If they get activated for a group event, I take them out of, I need to make sure they're not in a quest. Always take them out of the generic queue. Okay. I got this. I think I understand. So I need a master queue, which is all of them. I need a quest queue, which some guests start in. So I need to say, hey, this guest needs to be in a quest queue. They can't be in the generic queue. And then I need a group queue that's the second I accept a quest, I need to move those guests into the group queue so they do not spawn generically. Okay. And I'm sure there's 100 reasons why this system will fail, but this is the system we need currently, and I'll change it later when it fails. So now this spawn guest system is going to evolve. And we have different queues. So we have the main queue. We have the quest queue. Or special queue. No, quest. And then public NPC protected queue. Well, they're both protected, but so protected narrative and then protected event queue. Okay. All right, we got our 3 queues. So now we need a way to shuffle them around. So we want to public void move NPC to queue. We need a queue type. Let's just do a public enum. And we have our queues. Spawn generic. narrative and event. Okay, we got our 3 queues. Let's actually do this spawn queue type. Okay. Little switch case action. Generic. Okay, so in order to move someone from a list to another list, we want to. Is there like a function, a built-in function that does that? I mean, I can remove that. I can grab them, remove that. So, oh, I need the NPC to move. NPC. Okay. Should actually be first. And it's possible I should return whether we succeeded. I want to grab the list. A list of NPCs. And then Q to move. And then list NPC Q to move to target Q source Q. Okay. So the target queue equals spawn queue, or the target queue equals narrative queue, or the target queue equals event queue. Is debugging the same as defragging? It is not. I haven't defragged a computer since I was 18 years old. Is that still a thing in Windows? I haven't had a Windows computer in a very long time. Is defragging still a thing? So the source queue PC shit. PC. Still in Windows 10? It is. It is still a thing. Wow. So if spawn queue dot contains NPC, then the source queue equals. Actually, I don't really need to worry about. I don't need to store that. I could just say. Ooh, and is this a reference? Hey Tuna, maybe you know. Is this a reference to spawn queue? Like if I declare a list and then I set it equal to another list, is it technically a reference, or is it two separate lists and I need to set it equal to it at the end? So I basically want to .remove NPC and then target queue .add NPC. Else unassigned. Oh. Equals new Oh, because it's not... Oh, default should just be... Alright, I'll just add a default. Target queue. This will never happen. Equals new list. It just needs to be here. Okay. Or, you know what? No, I'll just do that. No default. Less lines of code. Less lines of code. Oh, don't delete everything. Okay. Alright, can I do this? I just debugged my AOL 3.0. I think we talked about this before, but AOL's still a thing, right? You can still go to AOL.com. Do they still make money? I guess I always want to just add the target queue, and then depending on what, then all I need to do is remove it. So else if and I actually don't need to do the contains. I could just say remove it. If it exists, great. If it doesn't, I think it just silently fails. So spawn queue, narrative queue, NPC, and then protected event queue dot remove. So I'll just do this first. I'll just immediately remove this NPC from all queues. Get the target queue, add them to the target queue. And then I don't know if I have to do this or not, but... Oh, okay. I could just do this. I don't need to do anything. I don't need this target queue anymore. Just add them. Just blanket remove them from all queues and just add them to this queue. And what does this remove? Oh, this does, so if this returns false 3 times, then that's a problem. That means they weren't in any queue. And that's a bad thing. I think? Nah, I think it's fine. I just went to AOL.com and it was 2 women doing really bad things. Age, gender, identity, location. Guys. Okay. This should move the NPC to the correct queue. I want to now, instead of try spawn the main queue, I want to try spawn a specific queue. So list NPC the queue. And instead of it being spawn queue, I want to feed it the queue. And that will suffice. So now when I accept a guest group, I want to put that particular guest in the right spawn queue. So in our accept guest group. Ooh, but we don't actually care. Oh no, we don't care. No, we do care. So we need a way to like get the next few from so maybe we'll just make another function in here that's like just move the next few guests into the guest group queue. So public bool move guests. Oh, you know what I'll do is I'll move NPC to queue, and then I'll accept an int amount spawn queue type. queue type. So now I could do specific or random. And this will automatically for... I guess I want to do while. Ooh. In these spawn conditions, I need to make sure these are true. Because sometimes guests shouldn't be able to show up at random. So guests have very specific requirements. Finish they, them. You guys getting Mortal Kombat? People are very excited for that game. Oh my god, this is so many like dependencies. Why do I have so many dependencies? I don't want to worry about like if a guest can spawn. I just want to spawn them. So check spawn conditions. These conditions could be many things. Let's just put it in. Let's just do the first two and we'll fix it later. So x is less than amount. Less than or equal to amount. Plus. Now we want to take the next guests in. So remove if spawn queue dot count is greater than 0. We want to take the first one and move it into the target one. So move NPC to queue. The NPC is spawn queue 0. Right? Yeah. And we want to move them to the queue type. And int amount moved equals, I'll just track this for now. If this was successful, amount moved plus plus. At the very end, we'll say return amount moved equals amount. And that should see if this worked. FB, hi, I'm late. How are ya? What are we coding? What up, FB? How are you? We are we're working on this system where groups of guests can book a stay, like an event, a specific like fun event, like a group of Dungeons and Dragons players want to visit your inn, and we're trying to work out a system where you can accept them to your inn, put it on the calendar, we prepare our inn for their arrival, and then on the day, a big group spawns and joins you. And we're starting small with just a couple Dungeons and Dragons players, and then we're gonna move up to like a wedding, eventually, a big wedding, maybe a celebrity wedding. I think someone threw that idea out somewhere. All right, so we move to queue, we move an amount. And so when we get this quest, not only are we putting the calendar events here, we're gonna move the guest group dot NPCs dot length. We're gonna move that many guests. Spawn guest system dot instance dot. Okay. Is it not public? It is public. Oh, it needs the queue type event. It should be group event, right? Group event. All right, so we're gonna move those guests now to the group event. And So now I can say random or specific. If I ever want a specific guest, I can say the specific guest. If I want the next guest, I just say the next guest. And now that I have this system, there's a guy named Dale who shows up first always, and he's a quest guest. He's a quest guest. And I want him to start in the quest guest section. So I need a function in my NPC system in the beginning of when they're all loaded. I need to put him in the quest guest section instead of the generic section. So when I load the queue, I go to the get NPCs and I just put them all in the spawn quest. So what I need is in the NPC script, I just need like a starting queue, right? That should be simple. Spawning, public, spawn queue type, starting spawn queue. So any guest that's specific to the narrative, I put them in the quest specific spawn queue, and then they can never be affected by the events. Okay, this is the safe thing that I was concerned about. Oh boy. Okay, whew, that just made me feel a lot better. I just got a message that eased my soul a little bit. I was feeling a little down, but I feel much better now. Anyway, let's implement that. So starting queue, spawn, guest. So when I load these, I basically just check here if npc.starting, or maybe I do a little case switch, oops, switch case, npc.spawn queue, starting spawn queue, case. Okay, coders out there, tuna. Is there a way to like autocomplete a switch case with all of the enums? Like I've seen people do it where they hit a button, they just type in switch, and then they hit enter, and then boom, it completely creates the switch case with all of the possible enums of that switch case. I've seen it. I've Googled it. I can't figure it out. So case generic, case narrative, case group event. Yes. Take that second. I need that so bad because there's a switch case in this game that had like, it's got like 15 enums associated, and I needed to copy and paste like 20 times, and it was driving me nuts. Switch and then tab. Yeah, it doesn't switch. So that doesn't do anything. And if I put in like, so npc.start spawning, it just adds tabs. You know, I don't know. It don't do it. You should have a football team show up. That's a great idea. Okay. All right. So good ideas from the riff-raff. Everybody. You should have a football team. So shout them out. Shout out the group ideas that you have. I want to hear them. This game is a group effort, you know. This game is a group event. All right, so generic is this one, narrative is this one. Narrative. And then group event. Event. Oh. Protected event queue. Okay. Traveling circus. Boom, another good one. Clown convention. Pretty similar. Same idea. Oh, a fun thing that rich kids do. I think it's called ergy. What are you talking about? Should I be moderating that line? I'm pretty sure at this point now, 75% of things Gonzi MP3 says gets blocked by the auto mod. A con artist. Oh, that's a fun twist. Maybe like someone that, ooh, no, that's too dark. Like, imagine there's like a TV in the game. A lot of life sims have TVs, and you can watch the news, and it describes like a murder on the loose that describes the exact guest that's in at that time. Oh my god. And maybe I do that, and you investigate it, and you realize, no, that's not them. That's not them. Oh man. Wait. That was a lot. Okay. Take a deep breath. SW tab. Enum variable name tab down arrow. Wait. Okay. One thing at a time. There's all these good things happening. Let me write down that idea. So you should have a football team show up. And then, who said clown and circus? So definitely a traveling circus. Oh, theater troupe. So, okay, Nick says theater troupe. Oop. Nick the Nini theater troupe. Gonzi and Mike clown convention. Traveling circus. They can all arrive in one small car. And then a con artist. The con artist idea. So, FB. Con artist. And then the murder on the loose. Wait, that's loose. Loose investigation side quest. Okay. So, maybe it's not a murder, but, you know, we'll figure it out. I'll know what that means. I hope so. I hope I don't look at that in a year and go, what does that mean? All right, so we put these in the correct queues. And now try spawn only looks at that specific queue. And at the start of the day, I actually want to try both queues. I want to try spawn the quest queue. So the quest queue should actually come first. So quest queue, narrative quest queue. And then if that fails, else. So if that fails, then I want to do the generic queue. Generic queue. Spawn queue. No, spawn queue. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, I'm hungry. I need breakfast. I can confirm that worked for me. Okay, I'm going to try it. All right, so let's just do it right under this one. So you said order of operations. SW tab. Enum variable name. So tab and then enum variable name, which is the spawn queue type tab down arrow. Do I need to put that in parentheses? Type down arrow, tab down arrow. Walk me through it step by step, key by key. It doesn't look like it's working. Tab twice. Switch, tab. Spawn queue. It doesn't even like to autofill because it's such a weird. It's like a weird place to type something. Type tab down. I have noticed that Visual Studio for the Mac is way different than Visual Studio for PC. I asked someone on stream yesterday because I saw them do a nicely formatted switch case. Like, I hate how this is in line with the case. I want it to be formatted like this, you know? This is how I want it formatted. And I'm like, oh, how do you do that? Like, I've Googled it, I can't find it. And they gave me they're like, oh, go to tools, text formatting, go to switch case, C#, whatever. And then I'm like, tools. Wait, I don't have preferences in here. Okay. So I found preferences. I found C#, code snippets, text editor, code snippets, switch case. I formatted it the way I want it. I hit OK, and it doesn't do it. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Okay, so now these populate to the right queues. That was a lot of annoying work, but it's safe. I feel safe. The NPCs feel safe. They're not gonna like double up. The only thing right now is that if I need specific guests that are in specific protected queues, then the group cannot be activated. And I'll worry about that later. So right now, so let's see where we're at. I want to like reset everything, but I don't want to lose all these buildings. Ugh. So this is the part of dev that I do not like, is when I need to reset my whole save system, but I want to keep most of it. So I need a debug menu. I'll just add to my button. I'll add to the clear, or I'll just make a button that's like clear everything. And we want to try spawn active quest groups. Oh, we want the amount? Wait, I don't think I want to call this anymore. Spawn active guest groups. Seems kind of dangerous to like jump in there and call this function. Like it should be protected. I should have a wrapper. DM me the enum and I'll paste it into my real Visual Studio. What part of it? Just like, don't worry about it. I appreciate you trying to help me, but I'm just gonna have to live with doing it manually. You have helped enough. Okay, we want to spawn this in the correct queue. So we actually, yeah, we don't want to wrap. We want a wrapper that where I don't have to choose the group. I just choose the type. So this is actually me private. And then we want a public one. Try spawn, and then the queue type. And then here we go. You ready? Switch. Spawn queue type. It just doesn't work. No. I mean, I could just copy and paste this at this point. So we want to return try spawn queue. Right. And then we want to return protective narrative. Okay, and now we want to return the protected event. Oh, I'm running out of steam. I need food. And then we want to return false if for some reason this doesn't work. Whatever, that should never happen. Don't forget to put googly eyes on all the animals. Yeah, I'm excited to make more animals. I'm getting a lot of ideas for how that system should work. Queue type dot, no. Group event. Okay, so we just want to spawn them from the group event. Okay, what did we even add? That was a lot of coding. I don't know what's gonna happen. Do you need brakes in your Switch? I return. Yeah, I return, I don't break. You can use return instead. Right? Yeah. You don't need the brakes. Yeah, you don't need the brakes if you just bounce. So yeah, I don't know exactly what state the game's gonna be in right now. So I overhauled the spawning system to have the generic spawn queue. And I technically All right, so I still don't want to do these things yet. I still am debugging, but I'm glad they're here. Let's check it out. It's 8:42, so I got about 15 minutes left. For those of you just joining, I'm sorry that I'm only going to be here for 15 minutes, but I appreciate you being here. My name is Andrew. I'm working on Alpine Lake, an Innkeeper-Sim life sim game. Feel free to follow. Feel free to wishlist. We are on Steam, and we are picking up some steam. I've had a good week of wishlists, good responses from people. I was feeling pretty down about the game. Very slow response, but that's game dev. You got to be patient. And I got a good response this week, so I'm happy. And I'm motivated, highly motivated. Ooh, I just want to get this game out there for people to play. And I'm considering entering the Steam Next Fest in February. But February is going to be a really busy month for me because I'm moving to Japan in March. 99.9% happening. So to rush and get a demo out by February is going to be really hard. Once I'm in Japan, it'll be way easier. Just chill, get the demo out. So possibly Steam Next Fest for next October, and then a release early 2025. Is this official? I cannot stress enough, don't go there. You can stress enough, because I'm going. It's happening. It's happening, baby. You can't stop me. So, let's see. Let's just play the game, see what happens. I don't know what's being saved. I don't know what's triggered already. We'll see what happens. Why don't I get any messages? I don't know what you're talking about. So it's false. Let's clear the events on my calendar. Let's check the calendar. We have... Ooh, it's already the end of the month. Let me just fast forward to spring. I don't want the calendar to go away. I have a giant cell phone here because I was starting to debug the phone. And of course it just broke the game. Whoops. Fast forward. Okay, it should be spring. Oh, and it's raining. Day 1 of spring. All right. My calendar. Year 2. Oh my god, what? Why are there so many events here? Clear. Okay, they're gone. That was weird. All right, so we're going to accept this. We've accepted it. Let's check the calendar. Okay, we have 2 people that should be arriving tomorrow. I'm going to fast forward. They showed up already. Okay, so I don't factor in the start time. I need to factor in the start time. That's bug number 1. That's easy. Because on the beginning of the day, we spawn active quest groups or guest groups. And in this check, we just see if it's active. We need to see if it's active and time system dot instance dot get day, get current day equals the spawn day. Sheets dot group dot last day triggered. Ooh, so I don't actually store that. So let's store that start day. Okay. So we just need to store the start day, and we'll do that when we are active. So start day equals day in future. So right here, done. I'll just put that down here. All right. Ooh, there are a lot of people streaming right now. Many people for us to raid. Our friend with the robot face is online. We can visit him, but there are many new people that I've never visited that I might want to. We'll see. But we're probably going to raid in like 5-10 minutes. Let's just get this working. I love ending a stream with something working. And the next thing that's bugging me is there's no fanfare. There's no like, hey, this group has arrived. I have to change their dialogue to be like group centric. Like, I'm here for the group. Can't wait. That's gonna be rough. Clear events. Except this one. All right. So now they should not spawn. It's 8 p.m. They wouldn't spawn anyway. So they should spawn today because let's check the calendar. Yep, they should spawn today. Oh, look, it's Jeff's birthday. I put birthdays in the game, but I only put Jeff. All right. They spawn at noon. Let's fast forward to noon. Let's go to the spawn location. Watch them pop in. And at noon, we'll count it down. 3. Oh, they already spawned. All right. All right. They did it. And now let's actually let's let them leave. Just want to confirm that they don't spawn again. And I want to see if they've moved. I got to move them back into the regular queue. Interesting. I have to move them because right now they're probably moving into the back of the same queue they were in. But if it's not the spawn queue, the generic spawn queue, I need to move them back into the spawn queue and out of the special guest event queue. Okay. But I think we're good. You know, I think that worked. I feel good about that. It's 8 p.m. Let's just make sure they don't spawn again. Nope. They did not spawn again. I'm pretty sure they're still in the guest queue. Let's just check. And then I just got to move them back out. Where is the spawn guest system? Spawn system? No, it's just a regular spawn system. Guest group system? No, that's the one I'm just working on right now. Oh no, is that up in the inn? That'd be really dumb. In system. Spawn guest system, yeah, it's my only system that's not in the core. So I have 3 groups and I have 1 guest in the event queue. No guests in the narrative queue. That's because I didn't do that yet. But why is Mary in the event queue? Why is it? Because 2 guests arrived. I don't have any logic to move them out. Very strange. I G-chatted him. You G-chatted me? Okay, I actually have to debug that again. Like, what is happening? Are they moving around properly? First, let's put Dale in the protected narrative one. Let's just see if that works. Start queue, narrative. Okay. Test that, see if that works, and then it's possible Dale was moved into there and then he was moved out for some reason. I don't know. Clear events. Accept. So it moved 3. Oh, that's why. It moved 3, only spawned 2, and then left Mary behind. And then Mary didn't spawn because she requires yoga mats. So, oh no, I have yoga mats. Okay. It actually removed them from the queue. But where do they go? So who is it? It's Hollis and Mary. They spawn, and Meadow is left behind. So at the end of the day, Hollis and Mary are gone from the spawn queue. Oh no, I have page 2. Hollis and Mary are in the spawn queue here, but so is Meadow. Okay, so at the end of the day, I reapply everyone to the spawn queue at the back if they're not in it. So all I have to do, that's great. That means I don't have to do any checks for like, I don't have to get them back in the queue, but I do need to make sure they're not in other queues. So we have Dale here, and is Dale in here? Because I would imagine that. So Dale's in protective narrative, but why wasn't Dale added back into the regular spawn queue? That's curious. All right, maybe it's because maybe it's because of the load. So I made it, I think the start queue loads Dale into the narrative always. He'll never go into the main queue because he'll always go into the narrative queue. But at some point I want to switch Dale from a narrative quest into a regular guest. So I almost need to check to see if this is like the first load, and then from there, and then I need to save the queues. Oh no, I don't want to save the queues. I'm gonna have to save the queues. All right, I know what I need to do, but I'm not gonna do it today. I'm pretty happy with where this went though, and before, I do need to fix that one bug because I'm adding 3 guests into the queue, but I only want to add 2. So, where am I doing that? Move NPCs to queue. So the length is 2. Oh, but I'm doing amount less than amount, so it's equal to 30. Okay. Oh, I knew that was it. All right, so now we'll only move 2. And that's great. Okay, that's baby steps. Baby steps. Game dev is about baby steps. Bigger picture, patience. I think we're good today. I really appreciate you all coming out like you always do. If you liked what you see, if you're new here, if you're confused, my name is Andrew. I appreciate you hanging out. Maybe next time you'll see more. Today was a quiet, chill, Cody day, and sometimes those are gonna happen. If you want to catch me next time, I'll be here Tuesday. Feel free to follow. Feel free to wishlist if you haven't. And let's raid someone. Where should we go? I'm gonna go. Okay, so Red Cab, maybe I'll go to Practical NPC. I've never raided him before. Yeah, let's go to Practical NPC. He's making a pretty cool game. Oh god, wait. What is he showing? I don't know what I'm looking at, but that is not game dev. Maybe we're not going to go to practice. We'll go to him some other time. Let's go to Captain Coder? Wait a minute. You know what? Let's go back to Robot Guy. Pilkey. Robot Guy. Yeah, go to the Robot Guy. All right, let's go to Robot Guy. Minority streamers? I mean, I hear you. Sometimes you can't tell. They don't show their face. All right. Appreciate you all, and I'll catch you next time.